I had a friend who rented an old apartment in the city center. The place was almost empty, except for one strange detail. Every room had large mirrors, except for the bedroom. There are no mirrors there because they were broken, the landlord explained, but the feeling that someone's watching never leaves this place. The first few nights were quiet, but after a week, my friend started noticing something disturbing. In the rooms with mirrors, his reflection moved with a delay. He would move, and the mirror copied him a second later. He decided to stay in the bedroom, the only room without mirrors. At first, everything seemed calm, but when he lay down on the bed, he heard the closet door creak open behind him. His heart skipped a beat. When he opened the closet, he saw nothing but darkness. Yet, in the hallway mirror behind him, he noticed his own face, calm, smiling. But he himself wasn't smiling. Every night after that, the reflections began stepping out of the mirrors, drawing closer each time. First, just shadows, then hands, then his own face, staring directly into his eyes. One night, he woke to the sound of shattering glass. The hallway mirror had cracked, and in the darkness of his room, he saw his own figure lying in bed, peacefully sleeping. Now, he still lives in that apartment, but he cannot sleep. Every night, the mirrors open by themselves, and he hears his own voice whispering from the hallway, "Wake up, your place is here." My grandfather lived in an old country house that had been passed down to him from his father. The house was enormous, but what always scared me the most was the attic. Grandpa never allowed anyone to go up there and would simply say it was just old junk, not worth touching. When my grandfather passed away, I came to help my father sort through his belongings. Everything was going smoothly until I found a key, the key to the attic. My father told me to leave it alone, but curiosity got the better of me. The door creaked so loudly when I opened it that chills ran down my spine. Inside, it smelled of damp wood and dust. I shone my flashlight around and saw nothing but boxes, old furniture, and cobwebs. But then the beam caught something strange. In the middle of the attic stood a small child's crib. It was covered with a white sheet, and lying on it was a little doll with wide, staring eyes. When I stepped closer, I could have sworn the doll smiled at me. I yanked my hand back and decided not to touch it. That night, I slept in my grandfather's room. I woke to the sound of footsteps, tiny, quick ones, coming from the attic above me. It was like a child running across the wooden floor. At first, I thought it might be a cat, but my grandfather hadn't kept any pets in years. The following evening, it got worse. I heard laughter above me, high-pitched, childish giggles. And then, the attic door slowly creaked open on its own. I couldn't resist and went back up. The crib was still there, but the doll was gone. Instead, I saw small footprints in the dust on the floor leading straight to the stairs and down into the house. Panicked, I rushed through every room but found no one. When I returned to the bedroom, I froze. On my bed lay the same doll. Its mouth was stretched into a wide, unnatural grin. I didn't sleep that night, and in the morning, I packed my things and left. The house still stands empty to this day, but neighbors say that at night, you can sometimes see a light flickering in the windows and hear the faint sound of a child laughing from the attic. I had never been afraid of old buildings. On the contrary, they always carried a certain silence, as if time itself had stopped. But when I moved into the dormitory and was given a room on the 9th floor, I felt for the first time that walls could watch you. During check-in, the manager sternly warned me, "The elevator only works up to the 8th. To the 9th, you'll have to take the stairs." She looked at me as if she wanted to add something, but said nothing. The first nights passed quietly, but on the third night, I heard footsteps in the hallway, heavy, slow. I peeked through the crack of the door. Empty. Yet the footsteps continued, circling, then stopping right outside my door. A few days later, I noticed something strange. On the 9th floor, every room was empty, except mine. The doors of the other rooms were locked, their handles rusted, the windows covered in dust and cobwebs. The manager claimed the floor was partially under renovation, but then why was only one room open? One evening, as I was coming home, the elevator suddenly stopped. On the 9th floor, that was impossible. There wasn't even a button for it. The doors opened, and I saw the familiar corridor, but it looked different. The walls were clean, freshly painted, the lamps glowed bright, and the air smelled of wet paint. I stepped out. The elevator doors shut behind me. The corridor seemed endless. As I walked, I heard whispers coming from the rooms. At first, single words. Then, a chorus. "Stay. Stay with us." I panicked, turned back, but the elevator was gone. Only a solid wall remained. Then, one of the doors opened by itself. Inside was a room identical to mine, the same desk, the same bed, even my backpack in the corner, but someone was sleeping on the bed. I came closer and froze. It was me. From my double came a chilling cold. His face was calm, peaceful even, but the whispers from the other rooms grew louder. Somewhere far down the corridor, a door creaked. I realized the whisperers were coming out. I stumbled backward, desperate for an exit. And suddenly, the elevator appeared again. I threw myself inside, slammed a button, and the cabin dropped. The doors opened. 8th floor. Everything looked normal, but my heart pounded as if trying to escape my chest. Then I glanced at the elevator mirror. It didn't reflect me, it reflected him. Smiling, I ran to my room, locked the door, and didn't come out for days. But now, every night, I hear the elevator stop on the 9th, and the footsteps always come closer. And in the morning, when I look into the bathroom mirror, sometimes it doesn't follow my movements, it follows his.